Hey guys, it's Carolina here from KarolinasKrafts and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I just have a couple of notebooks I wanted to share with you guys. So in another video, you guys saw how I made an engagement album using basically the same collection. So I made a whole entire engagement album, but I had some scraps left over and I wanted to use them up because, as you guys have seen in my video at the end of the year, I keep track of all the paper that I use and I need to use up the whole entire collection in order for me to write it off. So as I start using one, I have a couple scraps left. I want to make it a point to use it all up and not just stash it away. So that's what I did so I could write off this collection on my list. So I used up another one, Rustic Elegance, you guys. So this one, so I'm going to share with you guys the notebooks that I made. If you guys want to see the larger album that I made, you guys can check out that video. It's linked down below in this description. But let's get started and I'll talk about these little minis. So these little notebooks are approximately like a 3x4 size. They would make a great addition with an album, especially if you need something on the go to take notes, write a to-do list as you're wedding planning, or keep track of gifts from your engagement party or whatnot. So this is just cute for all the other things that you can just have with you on the go. And I was able to make two. They are slightly different, but they're both listed in my Etsy shop. So if you guys want to get one, get your hands on it. I had one before and that one already sold because I made one of those albums I think a couple months ago as well. So now I just have a couple more. So you guys can get one if you guys want to get your hands on it. I used my mini cinch and my regular cinch to make this. Now you can use just your regular cinch, but if you guys want to see how I make it specifically, I have a video on how I make these 3x4 mini notebooks, and I use both the mini cinch and the regular cinch. I just find the mini cinch so much easier to use to punch out the holes, whereas the regular cinch I use to cinch the wires together, because there are restrictions on how big of a wire you could use with the mini cinch. But the mini cinch measurements are just so different than the larger one, and I find it easier to use to punch out holes, especially if I only need 6 rings, which is what these notebooks take. So definitely check out that video if you guys are confused on which one to get. I highly recommend getting both. I use both almost all the time, but if you really just want to get one, the regular cinch would probably be it, the regular size one, but there's just going to be a little bit more of a learning curve with it because the measurements are slightly different, and it's going to be a little bit more trial and error before you actually punch out your pages, just so you could see where you want to punch them. But that one, you can punch 3 up here and 3 down here and have the middle blank with the regular one and whatnot. But yes, check out the video. I'm going to have a link down below of how you guys can make 3x4 mini notebooks. So check that out, and then you guys could decide which cinch you guys would want to use. But definitely, I recommend getting the cinch. It was probably one of my more used products in 2024 because I used it so much. Once I figured out what I want to make with it, I just can't stop, especially these mini notebooks. They are just so cute. I cannot stop making them, and they're great to use up some scraps. So here's one. I'm gonna call this, oh, I have to put my label on the back, but I'll probably call one wood grain and one black chevron because the back covers are different. So I'll probably do that, and I'm gonna add my little sticker on the back, so that will be there. But anyway, so this is the black chevron. Says she said yes, and I just used some thickers on the front that says the yes, so I was glad I was able to use up some of that. I printed this, she said, on my computer and then just double matted it onto the black, the gold foil cinch wire with a white 1-inch wire. I'm gonna have my wire that I use linked down below, and then this opens up. I've got a cut apart here that says I have found the one whom my soul loves. And then you could see this was the back of the cover sheet of the collection. So in the previous video where I shared the album, I didn't have the cover sheet to share because the cut parts are on the back. So I just used it. As long as there was no writing and it was just the paper patterns, I used it. If it had writing on it, I have to double mat it onto something. But as long as it just had the different paper patterns on it, I just used it. And then I have some index card pages in here. These are just 4x6 index cards cut in half. So now they're 3x4. So I could have some packs of 4x6 index cards linked down below for you guys. Then this is a scrap from a wedding paper pad I had in my stash because I also used it in the larger engagement album that I made. So whatever I had left over, I just used it here just to not put those papers back in. Then I had these scraps that I turned into like a little divider page. I added a little blank white tag. I have a tag die set that I use all the time for these, and I just die cut them out with like heavier weight cardstock that I might have laying around in my stash, so that I always have tags on hand to add to these little notebooks. And then I made little tags here with some scraps and just added some seam binding. Seam binding is from my scrap cabin shop. I love her seam binding. So that's like one color there, but there's 3 other ones that you guys are going to see. And those are, so I just made the divider pages into top loading pockets. I do share that in the tutorial as well. Then yeah, you could just write. Here's a cute little vellum piece I had a scrap of as well. More pages to write. They're just cute little notebooks, you guys. You could use this for so much. And I know last time in my last video, somebody asked, like, how do you use these notebooks? They're so cute. I want to make some, but I don't know how to use them. Well, a to-do list. Keep track of gifts you get. Keep track of maybe your wish list. And it doesn't have to be engagement themed. It could be anything. You could use it as inspiration and ideas. Maybe a gratitude journal on the go. Whatever you need it for. And if it's so small, you could just fit this into like your pocketbook or backpack or whatever. Second divider here, I used a scrap here, made this into like a little corner tuck spot, little pocket, added another tag. And like I said, I make all my divider pages into like pocket pages. So there's this one with like a little gold seam binding ribbon. And for all the little tabs, I use a tab punch. I'll link it down below. It's from Amazon, but I love it. It's the perfect size for these mini notebooks. I have previously used a larger one, but honestly, it was just too big. I wanted something smaller. And the other one that I was using originally when I first started making these notebooks, like I had to glue both pieces together. This time it cuts out one whole piece and all you do is fold it in half, like super easy peasy. Then here I used another little scrap here, made another little tuck spot, more divider pages, and I have like little pages throughout here, cut aparts and things. And again, you could see the pattern paper on the back because that was the cover sheet. Third divider here, got another cute little tag with like a peachy kind of colored seam binding on top. And then I added a belly band back here with another blank tag. And then you've got some more pages you could write on. This is like a shimmer paper I had in my stash. It's gorgeous. And some like tulle that I put onto a paper clip, and then this just flips open if you want to use it that way. And you could add like a photo on here, glue it down right here, add it there, and that could be like your little opening piece. You could do it on the other side and then have writing on the inside, whatever you want. However, these notebooks are not really intended for a lot of photos. You could add some for sure, but they are going to bulk up. So if you add a lot of photos, you may want to just rip some pages out. Totally up to you, depending on how chunky you like it. It's already, you know, a little chunkier already. I like it when it just kind of like lays flat like this, and that's kind of like what it does comfortably without me pressing like hard. Like I could press hard and then it's like that, but comfortably me just holding this normally, it like lays like that, right? If you're going to display it, obviously it'll like fluff out a little bit, but yeah, so you can add more. The rings can hold a little bit more, but it's just not going to close as well then. So that was the one with the black chevron back, and then the one with the wood grain looks like this. So we've got a different cut apart here that says this is our happily ever after, and then you could put a date here because it says established, so you could put a date there. You've got your index card pages, you've got a little flip out here, cute little flip out. And you've got some gold tulle here. So this one has 2 white tulle paper clips, 1 gold. This one has 2 gold, 1 white. See, they're both a little different. Here's your first divider page with a cute little tag. Some of the tags are the same, but there's also some different. The divider pages, some are different, some are the same. Here's another flip out page. And then you've got another pocket with a divider or tag, but this is a divider as well. And then another one here. And then you've got something in between here. You got a cut apart that says today is going to be amazing. And then your third divider page with a pull-out tag. And the pull-out tags are all blank on the back, so you can write on it. And then these are obviously blank on the back too, the ones I die cut out with my tag die set. And then you've got another flip out here with that shimmery paper. And then just more pages to write on. So like I said, I am going to add my little handmade kind of logo stamp back there. But otherwise, these are available in my Etsy shop in case you guys want to get it. Check out the tutorial video in case you guys want to make your own. And start looking into getting a cinch. Like, honestly, it's probably one of my more used products. There's so much you could do with it, and I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next crafty video. Talk to you soon. Bye.